Hi guys, would you like to know how to make this Oreo cake? Well, come with me. This mixture is enough to make 2 slices of chocolate cake, so if you'd like 4 then just double the mixture. But here we have 325 grams of plain flour, 345 grams of caster sugar, 60 grams of cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate soda and half a teaspoon of salt. I know it sounds silly, but I always mix this up before adding it to the cake. Next we have 225 millilitres of buttermilk, 225 millilitres of coffee and 125 millilitres of oil and 3 eggs. It's become a habit to actually mix the eggs before putting it in. I then add the dry mixture to the wet mixture. Again, I sieve it through because it just makes for less lumps, because I have been in a situation before where I didn't do this and I ended up with flour lumps into my cake. So if you just don't want any flour lumps in your cake, then I suggest you sieve it a little bit more. Mix it in, but obviously not too much, so use a spatula to fold the rest in as best as you can. I didn't want to bore you with yet another buttercream, but I did do Oreo buttercream for this, so I thought I'd show you exactly what I'd done. But I made it normally and then I added in crushed up Oreos and I folded that through. You can add in how many you want, how little you want, but this was my birthday cake, so I wanted loads in there. Now it comes to the point of assembling the cake up. It's just the same as normal, adding in slices, adding in the buttercream. But again, this was my birthday cake, so I wanted to make it a little bit extra special, so I added in some crushed Oreos in between each slice. This cake actually did turn out a lot bigger than expected. I did not think it'd turn out as tall as what it did, but you know, the more the merrier. I carried on that process obviously all the way up the cake. I just didn't want to bore you with the same process. We get to the crumb coat, and this was quite hard actually because of the crushed up Oreos. It was quite hard to get a smooth surface, but just keep going at it and it does eventually come together. And with the second coat round, it was a lot more easier to be able to do it. But again, you have to put it up in the fridge to firm up to be able to do that in between doing the crumb coat and then the next coat. Sorry, I completely forgot to record the crumbs at the bottom of the cake, but they are just crushed up Oreos pressed against it. Add in a milk chocolate drip, because you gotta have a milk chocolate drip on an Oreo cake. Oh, this bit is just so satisfying. I love doing this. But remember, you have to be semi-quick because the chocolate might set otherwise. And of course, this Oreo cake wouldn't be topped off without some more Oreos added to it. There was quite a bit of Oreo buttercream left, so I thought I'd add some to the top. You can't go wrong with a bit more. I then also added some more Oreos to the top of them, but they were a bit more thicker pieces than the crushed up Oreos. I also then placed chopped up Oreos in pretty much anywhere I wanted to, stack them up, and I've done that with a little bit of buttercream to put them in place. To keep them in place, I do suggest you putting this cake in the fridge to firm them up. And there we go guys, 1 Oreo cake. For more content like this, like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.